Today I want to talk about denial and how it plays into being a codependent. Now, if you're new to my channel, I want to help you understand that my channel is all about waking up and becoming more conscious of our programs, our subconscious programs. While I was on the recovery path and I learned that my marriage was falling apart and I was codependent and I stayed on the recovery path, I realized that there was this thing called subconscious programming, and that we're all programmed, and that the mind is dualistic in nature. It can be conscious and unconscious at the same time. And when we are unconscious of this reality, we are literally living through the default mode network, which is in the brain, which has been patterned and programmed and stored. Inside this default mode network, we store all of our behaviors, our beliefs, and our actions and whatnot. And we are like robots in the world, and we don't realize it. So we are reactive human beings. We're reacting to the program, we're reacting to other people. It's just a mess. Denial is huge when it comes to codependence. So codependence, the first form of codependent denial that I think that we have to recognize is the denial that we have a self. We're walking around on planet Earth and we don't realize that we have a self. We are reactive to everyone else. We are seeking validation. We are not aware that we are denying ourselves, or in denial that we have a self. We are anticipating the needs of others. We are ignoring our own needs. And it gets messy because we end up being extensions of other people and we're not checking in with the self. So we don't have our own reality. So we are in denial of a self. We are also in denial of abuse. Many of us struggle with extremely low self-esteem. Our homes were abusive, erratic, unpredictable, or there was this lacking of attunement from our parents, or we experienced continual rejection or abandonment from one or both of our parents. We are in denial of others, meaning that we are in denial of not only the relationship being abusive, but we're in denial that the person that we may be in love with is abusive. So we discount their behavior. We think they're lying to us, but we don't really talk about that, We think that they might be cheating on us, but we kind of ignore it. Or if we confront them and we hear some cockamamie story, we just let go of how we feel about it. And so oftentimes we will believe the stories that we are told because we want to. We don't know how to set a boundary because we don't have any programming for how to set a boundary. We don't know how to honor the self because we're in denial of the self. So another form of codependent denial is denying that the person that we're with is actually an abusive person. Codependents are also in denial of their internal experiences. So it's so sad because when you suffer from codependency, and it's so complex. But when you suffer from codependency, you are in denial of the self. You're in denial that you're in an abusive relationship. You're in denial of that this person that you love may be abusive. But you're also in denial of your internal experiences. So it's bad enough that you're not tethered to a self, where you don't identify that I have an I, right? That you don't even realize that you've become an extension of other people, that you are marrying people because, you think your mother's going to like them, or you're taking on a career because you think your sister's going to be proud of you, or, you're just doing things, you're going on some trip you don't even want to go on because you think everyone else wants you to go on this trip. Or, you're just behaving and living and breathing because you think in doing these things, it's going to make other people happy, right? So it's you seeking validation because you're not tethered to the self. But it's really important that we recognize that when we're codependent, there is a denial of our internal experiences. We're checked out from what's happening inside of us. We can tell you how other people feel, but we can't tell you how we feel. We can tell you what other people want, but we can't tell you what we want. And so it's really important that as we move forward and as we recover from codependency, we take into consideration how deeply affected we are by denial. These things, basically, these aspects of reality that we deny, basically keep us below the veil of consciousness, denying the way we feel, denying we need help, denying that we see red flags, right? denying that boundaries are being violated, and denying the self. It's really important that if you relate to feeling codependent, feeling like you're living below the veil of consciousness, are you attracting difficult people into your life? Do you consistently have relationship troubles? Are you seeking external validation? Do you struggle to know who you are? Are you in denial of how bad things really, really are? Are you struggling to hold people accountable? Do you tend to rescue people, fix people? Do you lie for people? Do you cover for people, even though you know that they're wrong? You know, if you're doing these things, chances are you are suffering from codependency. It's just a matter to what degree. So I hope that this short video on codependency and denial has helped you become a little bit more aware of how important it is to come out of denial and to recognize what's wrong. So if you struggle with low self-esteem, and if you struggle with understanding that you have a self, it's really time to look within. It's really time to understand self-awareness and become self-actualized, and to work on your own personal development so that this no longer has to be a way of life for you. If you're interested in delving more into healing from codependency, why not check out my 12-week breakthrough coaching program? We offer this class online twice a year, and you can take it from anywhere in the world. And I really hope to see many of you there soon. But you have to be ready to dig in and dive deep, because what comes up is not easy. But once we learn to deal with it, we can deal with healing it, and we can set ourselves free and break through and learn life skills. Life becomes so much easier, and you live an authentic life. And the testimonials that come out of each class they blow me away. So check it out at www.lisaaromano.com. I'm also the author of 6 best-selling books, working on my 7th. Can't wait to release that soon. And you can check out my books on Amazon. And if you like, you can actually have a free listen in one of the links below at audible.com. And don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell, because every month I give away a free 1-year membership to my Breakthrough Warrior membership site that's full of programs and courses. And you get a live group coaching call with me every month on Facebook. Bye, everybody. Until next time.